I went into the first game today thinking something I thought under Frank, and I was like, God, it feels completely different thinking this under De Zerbi, and that was no matter what players he takes with him on the tour, I have full trust in him.
Yeah.
I said that about Frank, and I kind of had a niggling feeling at the back of my head. This time, nah, I'm all in.
Yeah, all in, man. All aboard the De Zerbi Express, man. Let's go.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
but look, we
As
got
it's been said by Brian, chew motherfucking chew.
exactly. But look, we got the first sighting of pre-season, De Zerbi ball and all. Any takeaways from you?
I think you guys summed that up pretty damn well. It's pre-season. It's not going to be stupidly exciting football or anything like that. The first thing I've got that I wanted to say was, and I've got this in capitals on my phone. It's Tonali is huge, as you
Yeah, I
said.
know. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like he looked like a giant on that pitch. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the quality of the stream and the white shirt against the black shirts, but he looked enormous, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it because you see him on TV playing for Newcastle. He looks kind of small, doesn't he? And then you
Yeah,
saw him on this. He's just like, wow, is he just really bulked up? Has De Zerbi got in his
yeah.
ear and been like, you got to get in the gym, mate. You're coming to Tottenham now. I don't
It'll be
know.
interesting to see Kudus. It would have been interesting to see how big Kudus would have looked because I think he would have looked even bigger.
But I tell you what, like, I've seen Kudus in the gym in the stuff that
Mm.
Spurs have put out, and he looks like a lot bigger than what he
Yeah,
was, you know. So I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe De Zerbi's got them all bulking up in the gym.
maybe. Well, when it comes to Xavi, I know he's injured, but let's hope that whilst he can't use his legs, he's doing some sat down like chest presses and shoulder presses and whatnot because
Yeah.
that's his biggest failing in it. But yeah, as Sim said when you were doing your review on that, he's always had muscles, but not like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Not like
know.
that.
I
Like he's
know.
yeah, it's
I
crazy.
mean, it's a shame that the game kind of didn't go on as it started because what the hell was that in the 3rd minute from Mateus Fernandes?
What a goal! What a goal! And it was in off the post as
Yeah.
you thought it might have been. It definitely was in off the post. I hope that's not the best goal we see of him this season. I don't think it will be. I think we might see that exact goal, carbon copy, um, maybe even against like Newcastle or something in the first couple of weeks. That's I've got that feeling, you know. I got that excited feeling. I can't wait.
Maybe against
But in
West
that
Ham in
first
the
half,
cup.
mate, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Um, I got that feeling like at the end of last season that midfield was really important for us, and we could see when we played well. I even said it on a couple of the post-match fan shows in the end of the season. When we played well, it was because our midfield was really performing well. But when we weren't, is when we were trying to pass down the wings or bypass midfield, or the midfielders just weren't on their game. I have I had a lot of faith in the midfield last season. I thought they were our best part, but even more so. I've seen 45 minutes of those two together, and it's just exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different level. It's a completely different level to what we're used to seeing. That's the reality.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's hard to make sweeping judgments from 45 minutes against MK Dons in the first
yeah,
pre-season, but still, like chances and goals hard to come by.
yeah. And there was a comment whilst you were doing that review just now that completely summed it up so well. Is that our back line is solid, our midfield is sorted, but our front line just it
Yeah,
still needs work. I mean, Tell was putting in a lot of good balls, and I really thought Manor Solomon was very impressive.
yeah,
But he showed that Solomon especially showed that for me in preseason last season as well. They can be really good, but it's this like keeping it sustained and seeing it to a certain level against MK Dons is one thing, but doing it against Arsenal, Man United, Man City, that's where I don't think he's quite got it. I'd like to keep him. I'd like to keep developing him. He's still very young, isn't he?
yeah.
So
Well,
and Tell,
Manor,
they're both very young.
I think Manor's about 26 or something.
Is he? I thought he was like
Yeah.
24. Okay.
Well, I think he's around 26 now.
I bow down to
Mate,
your levels of
you
knowledge on
might be
that.
right. Actually, you might be right. I might be just plucking something. Let's have a look. Manor
I have a
Solomon,
feeling you're probably right when it
26.
comes
Yeah,
to
he's 26.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. When it comes to ages, you're usually pretty spot on. I don't know. I don't think he's good enough to be a starter. I've said that from since he's joined the club, really. Um, but I think he's good enough to have on the bench. Bring on cup games that he's good enough to start in my opinion. I think there's a lot of other players that we need to bring in and focus on, like Richie and Solanke. I don't think we can rely on them, just them
Mm,
two. I want to see one brought in on top of them, or if we sell Richie, I want to see two new strikers brought in. One of like proper top quality level, one of like fighting for starter sort of level if we sell Richie as well. Um, as you said again during the game, Solanke was really impressive when he was under Ange, holding the ball up, playing that hold up play. I think a lot of that was probably down to he was the first big signing we brought in to compete with Richie, and that's what we were expecting Richie to do. And anytime Richie got the ball, he'd let it bounce off of him, whereas Solanke actually held it up. So I think that was almost like a false. He was good at it, but I think we could get a lot better than him. So I
yeah.
think that's a big thing we need to focus on.
But I mean,
And obviously,
it's no real surprise where we look okay up until the final third, but that's where we need players, right? That's where we all know we need a minimum of probably 3 players to come in from now until the end of the transfer window. And De Zerbi said it in his interview, you know, we're not done yet. The squad's not complete. And that's what he's talking about, bringing in players in that forward line. So exciting times ahead, thinking about who we can bring in. But thinking about the first half, who was the most impressive player for you?
um, I can't get the goal out of my head.
Yeah.
Like it was out of nothing. The keeper punched it away, and then yeah, they were just slow to come out. So that was impressive. It was a good start, but um, the first half for me, I think Solomon was pretty impressive, constantly taking on his man, constantly getting past him. The only thing that I didn't like about that was he was still very like Frank Ball-esque instead of whipping the ball in. It's the same thing that Kula used to stress me out on. He always used to
Yeah.
go on the same foot.
Yeah.
Solomon was doing the same thing. He'd always cut back and pass it infield. Um, but he was very impressive and tells balls into the box. They were good. Again, they were the most impressive for me based on the standards I'd set for them, but we can still do better.
Now, moving on to the second half, obviously it was like the Luca Williams Barnett show, really. There was a few players that did well, but I mean, seeing him get on the ball and what he can do with it, it's a special player, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. It was his half, wasn't it? Really, let's be honest. Like when you got a player like him running at you through the midfield, how some of those marauding runs were doing. Um, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to see. I was very disappointed in Richie in that second half. He didn't look out of place. He looked like he was
Yeah.
at level, um, and I think that maybe made Luca look a little bit better, maybe. But it was a weird second half, wasn't it? I started falling asleep at one point.
I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you at all. I mean, there was not
Yeah,
much in there in the second half. We were talking about Williams Barnett. There was a few good players in the back line. But in terms of going forward, there was, I mean, Mikey got in some good positions, but should have done a bit better. Scarlett, I
Mikey looked
mean,
rusty.
yeah,
For me, Mikey looked rusty. Dane Scarlett, I forgot was even playing. The
yeah.
ball was just not going out on the wing. Um, and Yang was, I think, the least said the better like, on him.
I have to ask you about that miss. What? It
Yeah,
was that one of the worst misses you've ever seen. Like, I don't understand how he's missed it.
yeah. My granddad could have got his Zimmer frame and put that ball in the net. Like
My 2-year-old son could have
what?
finished that.
Yeah, yeah. With like decent, like at least put it in the corner as well. That's the thing. Like it was a wide open goal. How are you missing that?
Yeah,
He must have slipped or something. Must
yeah,
have. And
completely
if he
sliced
didn't,
it.
then he's got to go. Like just off that one shot, he's got to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Crazy, man.
Look, there's not too much to talk about in the second half apart from Williams Barnett. But any of those players in the second half, do you think will be on the plane?
Um, I'd like to see Mikey. I've always thought highly of him. I wanna see him mix it up with the first team, like the starters, with a bit more of a midfield where he's getting a bit more service, where he's not having to get the ball and run with the ball. Um, who else? The defenders were pretty good, apart from, as Brian said, the one corner where they actually scored from that was disallowed for the push. I thought the two centre backs were pretty good. Um, they were nice and calm on the ball.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Ty Hall and someone else.
Well, Ty Hall, I think, played right back. He had Hardy and Bayern, or however you Burn, I think you pronounce it, at
Yeah, yeah,
centre back. Yeah.
yeah. So was it? I think it might have been Ty Hall that did a couple of runs forward.
Yeah. Yeah, it was him. Yeah.
But I could be, yeah. Yeah, so he for me was the best out of the defensive line, and I think he deserved at least a second look. Luca Williams Barnett has to. I'm fearful that Jamie Donnelly might not go based on that. He did lose the ball in a lot of dangerous areas quite often. He's a better footballer than he showed today,
Yeah.
basically, in my opinion. So I'd like to
Yes.
see him go, but I'm worried he won't.
Yeah, it's an interesting one with him because obviously we've heard that De Zerbi's been impressed with him in training.
Mm.
So after that, I don't know. Do you reckon that will have an impact on De Zerbi's opinion after seeing what he's done in training?
I mean, De Zerbi's going to be seeing him every single day, so I think I think it might have just put like a slight question mark in his head, but I'm hoping, and I don't think it will. I don't think he's the type of manager like, for example, Conte or Mourinho, where you see one performance like that and that's it.
Yeah,
I think he's the type of manager who will trust in players like Jamie Donnelly to go. He's young. He had his opportunity, didn't go quite how he wanted to, but he can have more opportunities, try and prove himself over a longer period of time. And I think he's earned that throughout what we've seen the past however long.
yeah,
Um, as I said, Luke Williams, Barnett. For me, Dane Scarlett's got to go because we have to have three strikers going. I can't see it just being Richie and Solanke.
yeah.
Um, Mikey has to go. I think that's it. Maybe Malachi. Um, but yeah,
All right, well,
for
big
me,
up.
that's probably it.
Good to see you back, George. Good to see Spurs back, and hopefully I'll see you a lot more over the summer, mate.
100%, man. 100%. Catching a bit. Cheers for having us on.
Big up to you, George. Speak to you in a bit. Come on, you
Go on, you
Spurs.
Spurs.